Should we go for a ciggar? Little ciggar? Go on then, let's go for a ciggar.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Smokin Fegs Havin Gegs with me, Queen Billy.
And me, Ray the Queen. You can't see us right now, but Queen Billy's on her third mental breakdown of the week. And just dyed her hair. So if anyone has a number for Lifeline, feel free to pass it on to her.
Because I really need it.
We're worried about you, gal.
I'm worried about myself.
I'm worried about the conditioning your hair after it being bleached.
Fucking frazzled!
She is. It is.
I know. But it looks nice, so...
I mean, it looks like straw coming out of your head.
I'll show you a straw. Straw me daddy.
Right, shall we have a fag?
Let's have a fag. Shall we go for a ciggy?
Let's
A little ciggy.
Go for a ciggy.
Go on then, let's
go for a ciggy. Okay, so what are we talking about today?
Today we're going to talk about religion. Religion. I don't know why we're talking about religion.
I mean, I feel like it's a fun thing to talk about. Would you consider yourself religious?
I don't consider myself to be religious, but I consider myself to be spiritual.
Right. Because I feel like this is something that we touched on in another episode where I said I don't know what it's called, but I don't believe in the conventional sense of God, but I do believe that after I die there will be something. And recently I found out it's called being agnostic. So
like a diagnostic?
Yeah.
I believe in angels, something good in everything I see. Except for Ray the Queen. ABBA.
Oh.
Or Mamma Mia.
What's the angel song that Robbie Williams sings?
I'm loving angels instead.
That's my mummy's favourite song.
And through it all, Ray offers me protection with her helmet down to her shaft.
Ew.
We love a bit of protection with a helmet.
Please stop.
Do you ever remember the chase? And it's a question. And one of the answers is helmet schmacker.
No, I do not. Or Fanny...
Willy Wagger.
I forget Fanny Schmealer. Was
Fanny
that one?
Schmealer, yeah. And Bradley Wilson's pissing. I wish Bradley Wilson would piss on me.
He is a ride and a half, isn't he?
I mean, he has aged in the last season of The Chase.
That is true. Although, I do love an older gent, so I do.
An older gent?
Yeah. Wait, what's the oldest you've ever had sex with?
My mum listens to this.
No, genuinely.
So I thought they were 32. Turns out they were 37.
That's not that bad. I feel like I've slept with like over 50 before.
I couldn't.
I
I mean, this 37-year-old could not get an erection.
I mean, when you live in the middle of nowhere and the closest person to you on Grindr is like 50, you make an exception. Like, do you know what I mean?
No.
I mean,
But the 37-year-old could not get an erection, so I feel sorry for that 50-year-old trying to get it up.
oh, he got it up better than some of the men that I slept with that were my own age.
Oh my god.
Probably popped a few Viagra's like before I met him, like, but
What?
there was one guy that I did meet up with though, and he couldn't get it up, and I was like, it was really awkward because he felt like really bad. He just kept being like, I'm so sorry, and I'm like, it's all right, don't worry. But in my head, I was like, fucking hell, I would have my whole the night.
So back to what we were talking about. What way were you raised?
Oh, I was raised, Protestant, obviously. I was raised in a Protestant family, and my dad, growing up, was, like, very high up in the church. He wasn't, like, a priest or anything, or, like, obviously not a priest is, like, Catholic, isn't it?
I don't really know.
But he wasn't giving, like, sermons or anything, like, he wasn't talking to the church, but, like, he was in, like, on, like, the church committee, and, like, he handled the collection, so he would always, like, take it in, count it, and things like that. But,
Take a wee fiver for himself.
no, I don't think he ever did, like, take money
For a wee
himself.
Sunday roast up in that wee place in the pit stop in Bangor.
Boggin.
It's rotten.
It is boggin.
People actually praise that place like it is a religion.
Yeah.
And it's fully not
No, like,
even good.
I don't know what it is. Like, they must fucking drug their water or something to make you like it. Because I just don't know what people see in it.
I've only been to it once.
I got pancakes in it once, and you would think that they were dragged through the dirt in the kitchen before they were served to me. They were absolutely fucking disgusting.
They weren't ratatouille pancakes anyway. Ratatouille could cook better. I love Ratatouille.
I swear,
Not the food.
if I dipped my balls in a bowl before I served food in it to you, you would think it would taste better.
I was raised like
Were you-
mum's side was more Christian than dad's side.
Yeah.
Like there's Christians on my dad's side, like my granny and all, but my grand and my dad are all atheist, but yet they're big prods, which
doesn't really make sense.
it doesn't really make sense, but in Northern Irish it does.
Yeah.
It's strange.
Were you like forced to go to church a lot?
I wasn't forced to go to church. I was sent to like Sunday school. I loved Sunday school. Free sweets.
I hated it.
I used to go to like the Ebenezer. Loved that. Never won. I only won the big bag of sweets once, but
I used to, every Sunday morning I was forced to go to like church with my family, and every Sunday I threw a tantrum because I didn't want to go.
I actually used to go to church with my granny on a Sunday, and I loved it.
Oh, I hated it.
I really loved it. And I was always like, my granny was like, "Do you want to go to the Sunday school?" You know, like there was the church service, and then the kids kind of left and went to like the kids part.
Yeah.
I was always like, "Nah, I'm staying here."
Really?
Yeah, I never liked going to it. I just liked sitting with my granny.
When I was in Sunday school, we had what was called a catechism. Did you have that? Where it was like this wee pink book and it had loads of Bible verses in it.
I thought a catechism was where Jesus was put, like a temple, like the cave that Jesus was put in, and then he rose again.
But we had to like, they give us like a verse to learn every week, and then we had to like learn it off by heart. And if we learnt it, we got a wee star put beside it to be like, "You've learnt this one."
Do you remember any of them?
No.
I do know a few verses. I used to be quite religious. I used to like read parts of the Bible. And,
The only verse I know is the shortest verse in the Bible.
Jesus wept. I was actually going to ask you, like, do you know what the shortest verse in the Bible is? And it's not me saying, like, we're not, by the way, disclaimer, we're not saying any of this in bad taste towards religion, like, because I know my mom, if I even, like, sometimes I've used the sentence, Jesus wept, as, like, something bad has happened, and I go, Jesus wept. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
And my mom would be like, "Don't mock God," and I'm like, I'm not mocking God. I don't mean it like that.
Dad
or like
would be
even
like
saying,
that.
"Oh my God."
Yeah. My dad always has a go at me when I say, "Oh my God."
Yeah,
Or like my favourite thing to do. Do you remember Miss Rafe in school?
yeah.
There was one day I was walking through the corridor and like, I don't know what happened, but I told someone to fuck off.
I remember you telling me about this.
And Miss Rafe pulled me aside and she was like, "David, God is watching." And I literally looked up and put the finger up to the ceiling like that. I was like, I mean, it got me attention, but it was worth it
Oh, absolutely.
because I thought I was so funny at the time.
My whole like upbringing, I was never forced to believe something.
Oh, I was.
I was always kind of just like, I was very aware of other things though, and I always kind of had my own mind. I did like get saved. Like I saved myself. Like I asked for forgiveness.
I feel like I did that as well because I used to pray every night. Like when I was very, very young, I used to like sit and I would pray.
Yeah.
Like it started off, I used to say the Lord's Prayer every night with my mummy, but then it was just like, "Dear God, da 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 da." Like this is how my day went. Like I would just sit and I would talk to God.
Yeah. I used to do stuff like that. I most likely...
This is so funny. I'm sorry I have to interrupt you. Do you like when the tooth fairy comes, you get money?
Yeah.
And I only ever got £1, whereas my friends would get like a £5 for a tooth.
I used to only get £1.
I used to only get £1, but like this is weird. People think I'm weird. Did you put it under your pillow? I put it in a shot glass full of water.
Your tooth?
Yeah,
And with the £1 being the shot glass?
yeah.
No, I used to put it under my pillow. I used to be mesmerised, waking up and there was £1. I remember the first time I woke up and there was nothing. I was like, "Where's the £1?" I was like, "Where is the £1?" And then, like, I think I left it there and I came back, like, during the day and it was there. And I was like, "You done that, Mum?"
Yeah, because like I remember there was one time like I didn't tell my parents that my tooth came out like in the middle of the night. So and then I was like, this is definitive proof that the tooth fairy is not real. But anyway, I remember like it was like my last baby tooth, and I can remember putting it in the wee shot glass beside my bed, and I prayed and I went, "Dear God, please tell the tooth fairy to bring me £2 for my tooth." And obviously I only got £1, like, but
Well, you maybe got £2 and you just didn't realise. Maybe you got £1 from the tooth fairy and then another pound from the other tooth fairy. An actual pounding.
Gag.
I hate myself. It's kind of like, this relates to religion in a sense that we're told the only thing you should believe in is God, but yet Christians,
Tooth fairy.
Tooth Fairy, Santa,
Easter bunny.
some
you-
Christians celebrate or Halloween,
Yeah.
which is odd. Like,
Although I have seen like posts of like Christians being like, we don't celebrate Halloween in this house.
yeah. Or the other thing would be like Christians that I know of don't believe in ghosts, but yet in the Bible it says about spirits and demons.
Yeah.
So what is that?
I feel like it all comes down to people like picking and choosing what they believe from the Bible, because it comes down to like people being against gays
Yeah.
from that one singular verse. Yeah, it says in the Bible like you can't wear mixed like clothes, like materials of clothes.
Yeah.
You shouldn't eat shellfish, like just stupid things like that.
Yeah, completely get that. What was when was the turning point for you where you were like, for me in particular, like my thing is that I would class myself as an atheist in regards to the God I was raised to believe.
Yeah.
So I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
So when was the turning point for you where you were like, well, I kind of have my own opinion?
I don't really know, because I feel like it was when I got older and I started seeing people like using religion as like a
weapon?
not like a weapon, but like as a reason to not like certain kinds of people, or as a reason for their hate for people.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like, but the way I was taught about God and religion was that God loves all.
Yeah, like love thy neighbour.
Yeah. So that was kind of when I was like, you know what, religion maybe isn't something for me, something that I necessarily agree with. But at the same time, like I said, like the idea of me dying and it just being lights out terrifies me.
Yeah, it is a scary thought.
So like you being an atheist, is that what you think happens when you die? It's just lights out, your room food?
No, me being an atheist is just I don't believe in the stereotypical Christian belief.
Yeah.
I think there's something more, but I don't know what it is. I think I believe more. I think there's more chance that my soul jumps into another person and reincarnated.
Yeah, because I am very much a person that sort of believes that your body is like a vessel
Yeah.
for your soul for the next stage. I feel like when I say that to people, they think I'm like a fucking nut job, but I fully believe that we do have a soul, and that when we die, it moves on to something else.
Part of me also thinks so. Sometimes maybe your soul, you stay you, but maybe your soul, my soul goes from this body of Jordan to Jordan in a parallel universe
Yeah,
where things are slightly different, but I'm still Jordan.
yeah.
But I start the process all over again,
So it's
but live my life slightly differently.
kind of like a form of like reincarnation almost.
Yeah, but into the same vessel, but not the same vessel.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean there?
Yeah, because way back when I had the worst my mental health had ever been, and I thought of taking my own life, my one reasoning for it was, you fuck this life up, end it and start all over.
Yeah.
Try and start things anew and do things differently maybe.
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
Because I've heard people say that when you die and you see the white light,
Yeah.
that is just the light in the hospital room of you coming out of your mummy again.
Oh, I love that. I love the thought of that. I don't love the thought of it. I love the idea
And
of that theory.
And the reason that you cry when you're born is because you realise that everything that you've had in your past life is gone,
Yeah.
and you'll never be able to get back to it.
It's weird though that it's weird that you, if that is true, and my spirit, my soul has been around for centuries or millions of years, it's always been there. scares me in the fact that you're not going to remember.
Yeah.
Obviously, maybe your experiences in each of your past lives maybe shape your person a bit more.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of, like, forms the new person that you are born into. But maybe it does scare me that you're not going to remember anything about this life.
Yeah. Although I have seen some, like, wee documentaries about, like, kids that, like, talk about having past lives.
Yeah.
And it's, like, scary how, like...
They're able to... I remember reading one about a child. This child claimed to be a man that was murdered.
Yeah.
And they had a birthmark in the place where the man was killed with a weapon. And they were able to tell them where the weapon was buried.
Yeah.
And they went and dug up and the weapon was there.
Yeah.
And this was a child that wouldn't have been in that area
Yeah.
or known anything about that and wasn't not able to do that.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Or there was one about a wee boy who... I think he lived in, like, South England, like, way down the bottom somewhere. And he talked about how he had a past life on a wee island around Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, just randomly his parents decided to take him. Because he talked about how the planes used to land on the beach and everything. And when they spoke to the people that actually lived there, they said that the beach used to be, like, in, like, a Air Force base during the World War.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, how he would know that was, like, insane. And he talked about how the house that he used to live in, and he was able to, like, walk through the house and be like, this used to be my room, this wasn't here before, this is a new wall. And the current owner of the house was like, yeah, we knocked that wall down, like, years ago, like, that sort of thing.
That is scary.
Yeah.
It's crazy too. It's like, that's so fascinating.
Yeah. But it's like kids, though, because, like, kids say some stupidly weird stuff.
Do you know what another thing scares me? Obviously, there's no way to know, but a lot of people think babies see shadows.
Fully. Like, you know my niece, Waverly?
Mm-hmm.
She is, like, she's 6 months old. And there was one day we put her in her, like, jumpy thing. And she turned around and looked around at the wall and looked up and started, like, smiling and giggling. Nothing on the wall, absolutely nothing there. And like, it's hard to make Waverly smile. Like, you have to, like, properly try to get her to smile.
Sorry, that was a fly.
So, like, it was weird to just see her turn around, look at nothing, and smile and giggle.
That scares me. I think my mum or my granny has stories of me being able to do that.
Yeah.
And I find that creepy. And I think it's something to do with, like, babies don't fully have their vision.
Yeah. Although, something that kind of, like, makes me warm up a little bit is that it's your guardian angel.
Yeah.
Because when it happened, my mum turned to my sister and said, oh, that's her granny smiling at her or something.
Yeah.
Or that's, I don't even know. Like,
Then this whole, like, all these little, like, wee things that people talk about with babies, with children, but then people that, like, believe in that stuff often, like, are Christian and, like, shouldn't believe in that stuff. So it's like, it's nearly against their, like...
But it's so scary to me, though, because a lot of kids would, like, grow out of it.
Yeah.
But then you get, like, the kids that have, like, imaginary friends.
Oh.
That scared me so much. Like, I remember going to sleep over at one of my friend's house once, and they had a very young sister. She must have been about 3.5, 4. And she had an imaginary friend called the Pink Lady. And I remember her coming in to our bedroom very, very late in the night and asked me to take her to Belfast so she could go and see her Pink Lady. And, like, I think I was, like, I must have been, like, about 8 or 9 at the time, and it scared me so much.
That is creepy.
Because she would, like, talk about this Pink Lady non-stop.
That is weird. I don't think I remember having one.
I did have an imaginary friend when I was younger, but it was, like, very much, like, I was lonely, so I made it up. Like, I never actually, like, physically seen them. Because I can remember throwing a hissy fit because someone in my primary 1 class sat on it, and I, like, went distraught saying, you sat on my imaginary friend, blah, blah, blah. And I can remember at the P7 leavers, my P1 teacher was like, So how's your imaginary friend doing? I haven't heard from them in a while. But okay, so something else about religion that I actually find quite interesting is like the Pope and the Vatican and things. Like I find that very interesting. Like, have you ever heard of the Vatican archives?
Like, what is that thing called?
The Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, but like, what's the thing? What's the specific? The Holy Grail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, people say that the Holy Grail is in the Vatican archives. People say that there's documents from unreleased books of the Bible that could completely cripple religion as we know it. Or there's some weird ones. Like, there's, do you know the way when King Henry VIII was on the throne and he was writing letters back and forth? The letters that they wrote to each other are in the Vatican archives, like the actual physical letters. Or there's a device that people call, I think it's called the chronograph, that the Nazis invented that allowed them to like travel through time. And there's like a conspiracy theory that like the Pope or like people very happy in the Vatican went back and watched Christ being crucified. Because apparently there's like written descriptions of it from people that went back and watched. It's very weird. Like, see if you're ever like curious, like Google like things that are inside the Vatican archives, because some of it will blow your mind.
That scares me.
But like, it's
like there's so much to religion that we don't know about.
Yeah.
That
because
we may never know about.
Because like, you know how the Bible was like discovered, don't you? There was scrolls that were found in a Dead Sea, in a cave in the Dead Sea. And they took them all out, they fixed them up, and there was some that they didn't release because they talk about things like Jesus being married and having children that doesn't like fit with like what we see as Jesus.
Like, it didn't fit the story that was told previously.
Yeah, so they hid it away, and I feel like, and they talk about how Jesus wasn't necessarily a divine being as he is talked about in the Bible. He was just an ordinary man. And I feel like if that got out, that would cripple religion completely. Like, it's just so interesting to me.
No, that is really interesting. That's something I really want to look into now.
Or if some people say that the Holy Grail never existed, that this is actually like, have you ever seen the Da Vinci Code?
I've never watched it fully.
Watch it. It is so good. Where they talk about how the Holy Grail never actually existed. The Holy Grail is actually Jesus's line of descendants, and that essentially is the Holy Grail.
So, like, who came after him?
Yeah, like Jesus's ancestors.
Oh, before him?
Yeah.
Oh.
2 seconds. I'm gonna have a wee giggle here. Okay, so here are some like things that about the Vatican archives. Okay, so people believe that archives contain correspondence between St. Paul and Emperor Nero pertaining to Jesus' existence and his biological descendants. They believe the Vatican might be hiding proof that Jesus actually never existed. Another one, they believe that they could be hiding evidence of alien life. So they think that they have like alien fossils, skulls. They contain evidence that the Pope is conspiring with aliens to implant us all with computer chips. Or this is another one that I find really interested in. Have you ever heard of the Three Secrets of Fatima?
Not really.
It's a movie now, but like before it came out as a movie, I was so interested in it. Basically, what happened? There was 3 children in. I can't remember where it was. Where was it? Well, it was in Portugal. So these 3 children were. This was like hundreds of years ago. Were like playing outside, and they ran away from their parents, and basically, they had a vision of the Virgin Mary.
Okay.
And Mary told them 3 prophecies that would happen. And I can't remember what the prophecies were, but it was like the Pope would only release the first two
Okay.
to the public, and they never released the third one until very recently, because they think that the third one talks about how the world's going to end.
Right.
Okay. Lots of porn in the archives, of course. Oh, this was it. It was the Chronovisor. The Chronovisor is supposedly a machine that allows its users to view past and future events. It was built by an Italian priest and scientist, so he could record evidence of Christ's crucifixion.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's really scary to think about the sort of things they have down there, because like, I don't think you're allowed to go down. I think you have to get like special request from the Pope.
But then again, if you go down, you probably won't like
See all that stuff.
no,
What else is down there?
because of the risk.
Yeah. The thing. Do you know, what is that thing called? Where your Martin Luther put on the door, 95.
Oh, the letter.
Yeah.
Like the big long.
That like made like Protestants a thing.
Is that in there?
Yeah. A letter from Mary, Queen of Scots, a few months before execution.
I never actually think there was so much. Didn't actually realize that there could potentially be so much in it.
There is so much in it. It's massive. Like, you should actually like research it yourself.
Oh, I will be.
Because it's so interesting. And watch the Da Vinci Code.
I will.
Watch it, and there's like 2 other ones. But it's so interesting.
There's the Da Vinci Code, and then there's like
There's Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons.
Pride and Prejudice.
No, that's...
Is that completely unrelated?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of shows, movies my mum used to watch.
The Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, and there's one more. What was it? The Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, and Inferno.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch these.
You should. Tom Hanks is in it.
I love Tom Hanks. Ghostbusters is religion. Is he even in that? Or is it Bill Murray?
It's Bill Murray. But yeah.
Religion is so scary though.
But that's why I like it. Like, I don't consider myself to be like a religious person, but like, I just think it holds so many secrets.
Yeah. Do you know, part of religion, it's not necessary, it's part of religion, it's part of what's taught in religion, because Noah's Ark and the flood. But there is a place in the world on a mountain where they literally think that is where Noah's Ark ended up, the hill. And there's literal like fragments in the mountain of the boat.
Yeah.
And there's pictures of it and all on Google. It is strange.
It's scary.
I want to know what animals were there. I want to know exactly what animals. 2 by 2.
Do
so
you
2 of
know-
everything that's alive now.
Yeah. Do you know that they have you heard the stories of like one of them like fucked around or something and got in trouble, and Noah like threw them off and they went extinct? Do you know what it was?
What?
It was a unicorn. Because I remember asking like my RE teacher, Miss Rafe, this, and she was like, it was a unicorn.
Oh my god.
Yeah, how mad is that? Like, it wasn't even like a... Like, she didn't even like...
Like a fish?
Like, no, she didn't even like laugh when she said it. She said it with such like conviction and seriousness. It was a unicorn.
That's so strange. But like, I can fully understand like why people think unicorns were real. Like, why? How couldn't they be?
Yeah, because like rhinos. There's just a
Other
skinny
sorts of-
rhino.
I would say it's more like a horse with a horn.
Fair.
I'm just picturing like big fat rhinoceroses with like fluffy tails and like a big rainbow unicorn horn.
Yeah.
Religion. I don't know. Religion is very scary.
I feel like religion can be very scary when people...
Manipulate it.
Yeah. Like, it's like Westboro Baptist Church.
That is a scary church.
That is so scary. How someone can like interpret the Bible in such a way that makes them want to go out with signs that say all fags go to hell
Yeah.
and stand outside places.
Yeah.
Like, how anyone can interpret the Bible in that way is terrifying to me.
It's very, very, very scary.
Like, do they have, like, an unreleased version that we don't know about?
I know.
Where it's literally, fags are shit, gays wrong.
Burn all fags.
Yeah. How does Jesus make his tea? He brews it. I'd love for Jesus to come back and just be like, "Yous were all wrong about the gays."
I know. Like, he just appears over a cloud one day and is just like, support all gays.
Yeah.
Support the LGBTs.
Like, he comes back down to earth and then he announces, my first appearance will be at Pride. Yay.
World Pride under the New World Order.
Literally.
It's just bizarre. It's very scary.
Get that nipple away.
I want to lick it.
Can you lick your nipple?
No. I
can't lick
What
mine.
if I stretch it?
I can't do mine.
I can lick my nose.
Can you? You're so stupid. I have such a teeny tongue. Right. This is me sticking my tongue out as far as I can, right? Let me just swallow.
I'm scared. I don't know what scum I've got in my tongue.
Okay, this is me sticking my tongue out as far as I possibly can. That's as far as I can take my tongue out.
It's 1 inch, like her dick.
Like, I don't think it even goes past my bottom lip. Like, it's up there.
Everybody's just listening to this. This is why we need video.
I know.
Oh.
I used to know a girl who could, like, lick her eyeball with her tongue.
Did she have a really close together face or something?
I have no idea, but it was really weird. Like, it was in Sunday school, actually.
Maybe it was part of her faith.
She would sit there and, like, lick the bogies out of her eye like a fucking lizard. It was really weird.
Maybe that was part of her faith. You could only be in their religion if you could lick your eyeball.
Maybe. Well, anyway, we'll wrap things up there before things get any weirder.
Now I'm going to see if my tongue will lick my asshole.
I wish mine could do that.
A wee rim job in the morning. That's how
Right.
that's how I meditate in the morning, get up for work. Bye!
Bye!